everyone, I'm Heather. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about letter stickers. I've had a love-hate relationship with letter stickers for quite a few years now, but just recently it has become more hate than love, because I just find that they cause so many more problems than they actually solve. So I have come up with some solutions to my problem, and also some alternatives that you can do. So yeah, maybe you're thinking of buying letter stickers. If you are, then stop and watch this video first, because I'm going to talk you through the problems that I've had and what I am doing now to not end up with those same problems again. Okay, so you know the stickers that I'm talking about. I am talking about these. These are stickers. These were my main go-to when I was addicted. But look at them, they're so sparkly. They are so nice. This font, like look at this font. These are so nice. They're like really big glittery bits. I don't know if you can see, but they're so good. This was one I used quite a lot. These are just the ones, I think they're just the cheap ones from the range. Yeah, I had them in blue as well. Like literally I had hundreds of these. These are thickers again. Oh no, these are Hobbycraft. These are Hobbycraft ones. These ones I used a lot because I thought, oh, they're white, they'll go with everything. So I got them. Oh, and black. These black ones, I thought they would go with everything. I've literally got like so many of them, and I had like way more. Yeah, like, and they're lovely. They are beautiful. They make the page look really nice. You can instantly just add a title and it all looks really pretty when they're brand new. When they're brand new and you have the choice of all of the letters of the alphabet. However, like maybe the second or the third time you use them, you might still have enough letters available. But then it gets really stressful when you run out of E's, and when you run out of A's, it gets really stressful. And I know that, like, well, I've got a couple of A's left on these. So, but I haven't got any E's left on this. So I can't even write my own name. And it's just really annoying. Like it's so frustrating, especially when you can write like most of the word, but you're just missing one letter. And then sometimes it's not even just E's and A's that I run out of. It's like S, R and T. I always run out of them as well. I say that, I mean, I've got S's left on this. I mean, this is quite a new packet as well. Like I haven't really used that this much. But yeah, I run out of the letters that I want to use, and then it's so frustrating either trying to find another font that you can fit, but then I get really like obsessed with like the pattern that the font is making. So like you could use E's from another packet that you, or like another letter that you have got from another packet, but then I get like really like OCD about like which colour goes in which order, and I don't want to necessarily use a different colour, but then the pinks don't quite match up. I mean, even here, like I've gone out and bought the exact same sheet twice, because I've obviously run out of something on here. I don't know what I've run out of on here, but I've obviously run out of something on here that I then needed to go and buy a second packet for, and like they're not even the same. They're not even the same shade, even though this is exactly the same packet. So then I'm obviously trying to alternate with this. This is a brand new packet. See, this is like obviously how much I've stocked now. This is an unopened packet. And like they give you 4 E's and 4 A's on this one, but then I don't know, like I'm obviously just going to run out of another letter, and it is so frustrating. So I did have a massive box of them, like a huge box, that I didn't have many letters left, because I don't want to throw them in the bin, because you know, there are some letters that I might want to keep. I did get rid of all my Z's by doing, I think I did a page on like sleeping tablets, or just sleeping or dreaming or something, so I used up all my Z's that way. So like, you know, if you're trying to get rid of some Z's, I recommend doing that. But then there's other random letters like Q's, and then I was cutting off the Q's to make them into O's when I ran out of O's. But yeah, it's just really frustrating because you can't always do that, and you're always going to end up with like stickers that you're just not using. So basically I just gave them all to a charity shop, or my nieces and nephews. I couldn't remember which one, but I literally just got all of my letter stickers and got rid of them. And I kept these, the ones that I kept for a while, because they were still like brand new. But then I realised that I was just starting over the cycle again. Like, unless I get rid of all of my letter stickers, this cycle is just going to start again. And when I was using Smashbooks, it kind of made sense to have the letter stickers, because there wasn't really an alternative, because it was like I would write the title over the top of like quite thick things. But now that I'm doing creative journaling, I've got a blank page. I can literally do bubble writing. So yeah, so this is my first alternative, is bubble writing. And you don't even have to be like that creative to come up with different types of bubble writing. There's the bubble writing that I do that I always did like when I was a teenager. And then like just experiment with different styles. Like it doesn't have to be amazing. Even just your own handwriting. Yeah, or like just try doing bubble writing. Even like the kids in my class who are like 5 and 6, they have tried to do bubble writing, and yeah, it doesn't work out the first time, but they've been practicing, and now a couple of the children are actually quite good at doing bubble writing. Do it in pencil first, so then you can go over it in pen. Yeah, that is what I have been doing quite a lot recently. Especially as I'm now working in a journal. And I was thinking, like, even if I did want to use that in a scrapbook or a Smashbook, I could just do it on blank paper and then cut round it. I could do individual letters. I could like draw them out, colour them in, and then cut round them and use them the way that I would use the thickers. Also with the thickers as well, like obviously they're thick, that's why they're called thickers. And they do like add to the bulk of the book, which I'm really trying not to do in my creative journal, just because obviously the binding is different to the Smashbooks. So yeah, I've obviously, you know, that's the obvious solution to not using letter stickers. Is just to do your own bubble writing. And you can like look at different fonts, like just copy other people's fonts. You could even just go onto like a free font site and print out a font, or you could copy it out if you're good at copying things. Like I'm not very good at drawing, but I am quite good at copying. So yeah, like you could just type in what you wanted to type onto a font that you like on the computer and copy it out, or print it out and cut around it. That would be a really good solution. There's also this book that I've got. I'll put a link to it below. I actually really like this book. And it does give like font ideas, and like it explains like how to draw it. There's a few different fonts in here. There is one in here that I've been practicing quite a lot, and I actually really like it, and now I can do it without looking in the book. So yeah, I do highly recommend this book. I will put a link in the description. So yeah, there's that. Another thing that I've been doing recently, which is basically just my own handwriting, but it makes it look really nice, is to get a felt tip pen or like a watercolour pen and write out what you want to say, like quite big, just in like that colour. And then once it's dry, then get a thin black outliner pen and then just write over the top of it with the thin pen. And it actually looks kind of cool. Like I like the effect that creates, and that's kind of like doing bubble writing, but like a really easy version of doing bubble writing. And yeah, I kind of like the way that like that title kind of looks. So yeah, I've been doing that in my books quite recently as well. But yeah, I would just say to like experiment with like different fonts, invent your own fonts. Obviously if you are artistic, then that's going to be easier for you. But yeah, I just feel like that is a lot easier. Another thing that I have got recently, so I don't know if this actually kind of counts as letter stickers or not, but for some reason it doesn't annoy me as much as the letter stickers, but I do love this book. I've noticed that lots of people have this. It's this book. It is the Ransom Note sticker book. And for some reason this doesn't annoy me as much as letter stickers. Maybe it's because there is so much in here that I haven't run out of any letters yet. Also like the E's and the A's and the RS and T as well, I think. There's like, yeah, there are. There's like 2 pages of them. And obviously I've used them up. The only thing I would say is that there aren't enough Y's in this book. Because Y's don't even, they're on the same page as X and Z. And I feel like Y's are way more important than X and Z. Obviously there should be less X's and less Z's, but there shouldn't be less Y's. I feel like Y should be a double page like the rest of them. because obviously I do use it quite a lot, especially if you're writing out like days of the week, because they all have a Y in it. So yeah, but I just love this book. I think I like that, obviously I like the effect that it creates because it looks random. Obviously they're flat because they just look like you've cut them out from a magazine. I love the smell of this book as well. I know that makes me really weird, but like it is a really nice smelling book. But yeah, so, and I like the fact that because it's random, it doesn't matter, it doesn't have to match. Like, I mean, I'm really weird and I can't put red and green next to each other because, you know, that's just me. But yeah, I do really, really like it. And also I feel as well, like if I did run out of a letter, like when I do run out of Ys, what I could do is I could just get a magazine and cut the Ys out of a magazine and it would still go with the stickers. But to be honest, I probably will just buy another one of these when this runs out. But yeah, I mean, you could mix it up with like real things from magazines, and it would still create the same effect. So yeah, I do really recommend that book. This book, I will put a link to this in the description below as well, because, you know, I feel like, I know that technically these are letter stickers, but they're not as bad as the thickers, like with the whole running out situation. So yeah, I do highly recommend that. Another thing that you can obviously do is use stamps. So have I got stamps? Yeah, I've got some stamps here. I don't really use these that much. So yeah, these are little ones. You can obviously get them in loads of different fonts, loads of different sizes. I sometimes use this to write the date, just because I like the effect it creates. I kind of want to use these more. I do kind of forget about these. But yeah, like this is obviously a good alternative because you're never going to run out. You do still have to go and buy the ink, obviously. But yeah, these are cute, and I like once you've obviously bought that font, then you own that font and you're never going to run out of it. So yeah, like I do recommend this. This is a good thing to do. I might buy a few more. I've only got the little ones. But yeah, I feel like I need to buy like big ones to do titles with. But this is cute for like writing the dates underneath like the big titles that I do. So yeah, I like this look too. Another really good alternative is stencils. So like they come on sheets like this. This is the Disney font, which is really cute. Yeah, and like you obviously just put it down on the page and then you just draw inside them and it turns out like this font. I do really like these. I actually kind of forget to use these. It is a little bit annoying because you do have to go back over it again, because like some of the letters, obviously like the O has got like, you can see it's got like little bits in it because obviously it needs to be held onto the plastic, and if they just did a whole O, obviously the bit of plastic in the middle would fall out. So that's why they have these bits here. But if you do it in pencil and then when you're going over it in pen afterwards, just fill in the little gaps and it's pretty easy. So yeah, I need to use those more. I do actually forget that I have them, and I've got loads. I've got like, bought like a whole set. Like there's literally like hundreds of them, and I've got some that are like really big, some that are smaller. I think I got these on Temu or Shein, one of the two places. But yeah, they came in like hundreds of them. Oh look, that one's like huge. They've all got numbers on them as well, which makes it easier if you've got a favourite. So yeah, that's obviously another really good alternative if you don't want to use the thickers and you don't want to like do your own fonts, or if you can't do your own fonts. Another thing that I have been doing quite a lot more recently actually, is using the ephemera to create the title. This obviously only works if it's like a day out and you've got the leaflet with the logo of that thing on. So let me show you an example. So like this is my journal at the moment. So like oh, this is a good one. Wait a minute. So like Bewley, I've just literally used like the brochure and then just cut that out to show my page about Bewley. And then obviously I've cut out like other bits from the brochure as well, so it kind of matches. But yeah, I didn't need any kind of letter stickers for this because it's right there. And then it also is written in like their like branding as well. So that always looks really good. I've done this quite a lot. Like up here, I've done it when I went to Longleat, and Mookie Hole, like loads of times I've used that, and I just feel like that, obviously I feel like that is probably the obvious thing to do, and it works really well. So there is one other thing that you could do, which I don't actually have, and that's like a die cut machine. You can obviously get fonts and then you can cut them out with the die cutter. I have considered investing in one in the past, but I just don't want one. They're so big and I don't know where to put it, and I feel like that would just create more mess than I need. I'm okay with that one. But but that would be like a good thing, obviously, if you're into that kind of thing. I know that like a lot of like traditional scrapbookers use them quite a lot and they do look really good. Obviously you can cut out like different shapes as well, like I know a lot of people use them for that. But yeah, that's just not something that I have ever bought. I mean, I have looked into it obviously, but I haven't actually, I decided not to buy one of those quite a long time ago. So yeah, that is another alternative. So then obviously you can just cut things out of magazines, and I know magazines are expensive, so when I say magazines I don't necessarily mean like proper magazines that you buy in shops, just junk mail and stuff you like that comes with those. Like obviously you could do it instead of buying the ransom notebook. You could just spend the time to go through and cut out all the individual letters, or just like whole words and stuff, like the word "the." You're obviously going to use that quite a lot, so if you see that, then cut it out of a magazine. I know that obviously like there are quite a lot of magazines where they like lay things over so you don't get the whole letter, which is why I really like the ransom notebook, because you can then like you obviously get the whole letter. But yeah, like if you've got access to like that kind of stuff, then definitely do it. Obviously newspaper cuttings, although I don't really like touching newspapers because it reminds me of when I had a paper round and it's like they're so dirty. But yeah, like there are so many more alternatives to the letter stickers, and also the letter stickers are really expensive as well. Like I dread to think the amount of money that I've actually spent on letter stickers over the years, to the point where like I don't think I've ever actually finished an entire sheet either, like properly. Not without having to buy a new sheet in the same font to be able to finish that one. I think that's the problem. Like that is the problem. It's like an addiction. Like you have to keep buying more to use up the ones that you've got, and yeah, and it's just really frustrating, and I don't want to do that anymore. So yeah, I mean, you can make pages to get rid of your letter stickers if you have got this problem already, or just give them to some kids that don't care what they are. That's what I did. So yeah, so I really hope that this has been helpful for you in some way. Maybe you are in the same situation as me, that's given you some ideas. Or if you were thinking about buying letter stickers, you now know not to. Like, just don't get yourself in this situation in the first place. If you can think of anything that I've missed, and you know of another alternative than using letter stickers, then please let me know in the comments, because I would love to hear your ideas. If this has helped you in any way, then please give it a thumbs up. And also consider subscribing if you haven't done already. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.